Let's talk a little bit about selection methods in SAS. So suppose I have this medical data set we've been working with, and it has a whole bunch of variables in it. I'm particularly interested in the continuous variables, and I've got a list of them here. And I don't know which variables I want to include in the model, and so I'm going to run this selection method. You can use stepwise. There's forward, backward. There's no S on the end of those words if you want to use those methods. And then the default values for SLE and SLS are 0.05, where SLE is the significance level for entry into the model, and that's just an acronym, and then SLS is significance level to stay in the model. So you can change those as you would, because my data set is just a small test data set, and we think that we're going to run another study with more observations in it next time. I want to look at anything that might possibly be significant, so I'm setting my alpha values pretty large. And then I'm going to run this. And what it does is it's going to pop out lots and lots of different regression procedures out here, lots of ANOVA tables. But then at the very end, once it gets all done, it'll say all variables left in the model are significant at the level that you set, and no other variable met this significance level for entry into the model. So that means it's done iterating through its selection procedure, where it brings variables in and out and in and out. So you can see all we did was we entered one variable into the model. We didn't ever have to take anything out because nothing else met the significance criteria. So that's the end of my stepwise procedure. And then you can see the ANOVA table immediately above this message will give you the ANOVA table that you're interested in, so you don't have to run another regression procedure with those particular variables to get some results. Another selection method that might be interesting is using the CP selection. So suppose I have this regression procedure and I use selection equals CP instead of the selection equals stepwise that we did before. The idea here is you want to pick a model that has the mallow CP close to the number of parameters in the model. So for example, for the 6, that exactly matches up, and maybe you like that. But on the other hand, you want to pick a simpler model. So if there are two places where CP is pretty close to P, you want to pick the more simple model, the model with fewer variables in it. So we might want to come down here and see if we can find something a little bit simpler. Maybe there's somewhere a 2 or a 3 that might be pretty close, like maybe this 3 and 2.97 are pretty close, and you really like that idea. Another thing you can do is if you want to fit a regression procedure with no intercept, in other words, you're not fitting that one vector in the matrix, the data matrix, you can do that with this no int option here, and it'll just give you that regular model statement, except you won't have that intercept. You just have 3 variables there.